kick your heels up and get ready for the Mafia Minute because it's week one. Bills fans are ready. We're ready. I'm Magnum Mills with Jamie G. As I said, this is the Mafia Minute presented by CSGAP Fantasy Football. Thank you for checking us out. You can find us wherever you get podcasts and on YouTube, on social media at CSGAPFF, on the internet at MafiaMinute.com. Simple, very easy to remember, just like the flaps. Follow, like, and please subscribe. If you had fun, remember to hit the thumb. Jamie G, how you doing? You ready for week one? It's really here. Did you buy the 25 pack of tables at Costco? Did you get a 30 pack? How'd you do it?
I am so fired up. I definitely got the 5 pack to start and take it week by week just because I got to go and do Costco shopping anyways. But I got that. I got the 30 pack of brewskis. I got the big Costco sized bottle of bourbon for shots. Like, if you guys can get alcohol at like liquor at Costco, it's a great deal, man. Go and do it. Your boy might break like an interstate law going to get it. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, who knows? But it's incredible stuff. I highly recommend it. And all jokes aside, yeah, Jamie G. Esquire the fifth is so fired up. You might as well shoot me to the moon and back. It's week one. It's Buffalo Bills football. Let's get it, baby. Home opener.
And, not a traditional lawyer. He's kind of unorthodox. You usually don't kind of make these bold and brash statements as a, representative of the court, but they seem to work out for this young man somehow. Let's kick it off with the Bills on parade, the latest Buffalo Bills news and whatnot. They had JBG only two captains this season, Josh Allen, Terrell Bernard. Thoughts?
I really like this. First of all, congratulations to Terrell Bernard. We were sitting here a year ago to the day questioning if he would even be able to fill a role on this team and make an impact as a starter. Here we are after a spectacular season. Now the guy's a leader. I think he's always been. He's in a more of a vocal position here. I like McDermott's strategy here. One leader on each side of the ball, and then 10 internal leadership roles underneath it. Really cool stuff. This is Josh's team. It's clear. They did a lot of stuff in this offseason. This is his team. But shout out to TB filling a big role on defense, especially with Milano going down. We need him more than ever. I think that's a testament to just what type of person he is and what type of player he is. I absolutely love this.
Well, if I learned two things from Lethal Weapon 4, one, they screw you in the drive-through, and two, don't have too many captains. Captain. Random Lethal Weapon 4 joke. Check it out. Bobby Babich going to call the defensive plays, be the defensive play caller officially, taking over duties from Sean McDermott. Thoughts on this?
This one really surprised me. I thought for sure Sean McDermott would call the plays. I mean, I thought he had a this is a highly, polarized issue amongst Bills Mafia. Some people think that he does a great job calling plays, and that's in Sean McDermott. I'm one of those. I thought the defense was noticeably better under him than under Leslie Frazier. I understand Leslie Frazier's statistics, great man, great football mind, but at times it was soft. I saw a lot more aggression and aggressive play calling last year under McDermott, but obviously he's not perfect, right? So there were some mistakes in there. But I think again, this speaks to Bobby Babich. This is a guy, coach's son. He has been around on this roster. His father was on this roster since he's since retired. But Babich coached the safeties, coached the linebackers. Players love him. Young, energetic, hair on fire. It's like he had 1,000 cups of coffee. They can't get enough of this guy. It's funny when asked, "Hey man, why are you gonna, coach, why are you gonna be sitting up in this booth calling plays?" It's because his answer, Bobby Babich's answer, "Have you seen me in person at practice? He's nuts. He's an absolute maniac. He's exactly what this defense needs. I can't wait to see this defense reflect his image. I'm curious to see what this defense is going to look like with him calling the plays." I think this is a mature move by Sean McDermott. The easy thing would have been to control and feel like he needs to do it. He's taken a step back. He's going to be a true head coach this year and trust the guys he's got in the coordinator positions to do it. So Bobby Babich, you're up, man. Let's see what you got. It surprised me, Mills, but I'm fired up about it.
I could tell. I thought when you started talking about his father on the roster, I thought for a second you were going to go full Kramer and then be his mother was a mutter. His mother was a mutter. I thought you were going to go right there. You had that kind of energy, Kramer to the
Close.
OTB. And you know what else is great energy? Damar Hamlin, week one starter. Who would have thought that he was the odds-on favorite for comeback player of the year? Just contributed a little bit on special teams all the way around. Bunch of injuries. You bring in all these guys and you end up right back where you started.
I think for one, I think the whole entire football world, sports world, just humans in general need to pause and understand the scope of this. It's special. And obviously this is a team sport. We're not going to make it about any one person, but this deserves a little bit of recognition from him going from, I mean, literally dying on the field. I know people don't like to say that, but that's literally what happened, and being in cardiac arrest and having one of the worst things I've ever seen in any sport happen. And then you come back and decide that A, you made it, you're going to live, right? And then B, you want to play contact sports and contact football and the NFL at the highest level. And then now you're going to start a game, make a roster, start a game. Awesome. Do I think he's going to be the long-term starter there throughout the season? Absolutely not. But I'm really proud of Damar Hamlin. I'm excited to see how he handles this role as kind of this interchangeable, free and strong safety. The safety group in general is one that I'm gonna have an eye on, but I think he's just keeping it warm for either Cole Bishop or Mike Edwards as they missed all of training camp with injury.
In the NFL this day and age, you need multiple safeties, at least three
Yeah.
generally in every game, and he'll contribute on special teams. So very cool. And the other very cool story here, your boy Buffalo Joe, linebacker Joel Andreessen made the rooster. Good news, right? I think all the fans, everyone was happy about that. And generally, in fact, I can't find anybody who's not happy, really. It's like one of the few things everyone on the planet can literally seem to agree on. You think there's any chance he's active this week? Is he probably going to be a scratch?
I think he might be the direct backup to Terrell Bernard. So I do think there's a chance he's active, especially with Nicholas Morrow, who they signed from your Philadelphia Eagles, Mills. He was injured throughout. We didn't really get a chance to see him throughout preseason here. So until he's back and ready, I think this is Buffalo Joe's job. I mean, he took advantage of the opportunity. I don't care who you are, what planet you're on. This is such an awesome story, dude. I mean, to grow up rooting for your team. I mean, 3 years ago, he was going to the games. He was in the hammer lot with the rest of us, doing the thing. Guess what jersey he wore? Every single game. Number 58, Matt Milano, his favorite player. Now he shares a locker room with him. Just unbelievable sports story. And the thing that makes it so special is he earned it, Mills. He earned it. He was fantastic in the preseason. Can't wait to see them develop another quality linebacker. They pull that off, Mills. You might start calling Bills linebacker university, baby, because Matt Milano, fifth round pick, Terrell Bernard, fourth round pick or third round pick, whatever it was. I mean, they've got guys here, man. They're starting to find gems and develop them at the linebacker position. That's pretty awesome.
I mean, it's a very, very good story. The best story would have been is if he actually had been one of the guys who comes to the Bills game and shovels for money, and then somehow
He
he
might
got
have.
recruited. Like they saw him tackle a snowman or something, and then he got recruited off of that. That would be the movie version of it. That would probably be a slightly better story, but either way, that is super awesome. Another thing I'm pretty sure you think is awesome. Andre Reed has been announced as the Bills legend of the game for the 2024 home opener. One of your guys, right? You got to be pretty happy about that.
Come on, man. I mean, Andre Reed, best over the middle receiver in NFL history, in my opinion. And I think most of Bill's Mafia opinion, he was the toughest. That dude took so many shots. This was in an era with Ronnie Lott and guys taking your head off. He was so deadly over the middle, out of a small, no-name college, makes it big. I love the guy. He's still so damn smooth. You tell me you don't want to play golf and smoke a cigar with this guy? He's awesome. Loves the Bills. What a great way to rein in the home opener, man. Bringing a legend like that to the game. Shout out number 83. I still got you, Jersey. I loved you. You and Thurman forever. And let's not forget Bruce Smith. He was pretty awesome too. And Tally and the
I was
rest
gonna
of the
say,
guys.
hey, Daryl Taylor, and he didn't mean anything. It was Kutztown University. It's not nowhere. I know
Well,
people
it's
who went
true.
to Kutztown, so
True.
I'd say
Small
keep that
school.
name out of your
Small
mouth. But
school.
you know what? There can be a little hate there because there's gonna be a lot of hate here. Jamie G. Stefan Diggs said words again. He implied that last season was the worst mental space of his career. We don't have to spend a ton of time on this, but I think he gets the full player haters hate, 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 hate. Right at this point, both sides. He deserves the hate, and he is also hating.
Yeah, I think it's we now can all agree he's an asshole.
Who is he?
He's an asshole, sir.
I know that. What's his name?
That is his name, sir. Asshole. Major asshole.
And his cousin?
He's an asshole too, sir. Gunner's mate, first class, Philip Asshole.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow? I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
You had a great situation. Josh Allen made you. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Made you You were a good wide receiver. You turned into a great elite wide receiver because you played with one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And all the while, he catered to your emotional uh, insanity with your demands and your bullshit. And you're calling out players, but then you have a drop in the biggest game of your career with the game on the line. I hope our producer will show that still shot of him dropping the ball against the Chiefs on a perfectly thrown dime. You're in the worst mental headspace, bro. I just you've shown yourself you were there because of you. You're an asshole. Good riddance. I think there'll be Houston. We got a problem by mid-season.
You ever hear the saying, you run into an asshole in the morning, you ran into an asshole? You run into assholes all day, you're the asshole.
All right, and you got to be careful. We learned about football injuries in our youth. We were playing Madden football, and the ambulance would come in and knock all the guys over. So not only the ambulance come on the field to pick up the injured guy, it would hurt a couple more people along the way. Seems like people are always injured in the NFL, but not looking too bad. Week 1, Jamie G, it looks like the Buffalo Bills only have Mitch Trubisky on the practice report. Seemed to practice in full on Thursday. Seems like he should be good to go to back up Josh Allen on Sunday, correct?
This is great news. I mean, obviously you hope he's not there, but I think it's just nice having him in the room, being able to take some, being there to kind of be the eyes. It's just nice to have a full, healthy report. One of the guys that didn't show up that we're worried about, Curtis Samuel, looks like that turf toe's gotten to the point where he's going to be able to play. Dawson Knox with the ankle. So there were some big names that they were being really careful with in the preseason. Obviously Matt Milano's on IR, right? And there's no bigger name, at least on the defensive side of the ball. But I think this is good news for the Bills, who were snake bit a little bit with injuries in the preseason and in kind of OTAs here, and they've continued to kind of have those same injuries from last year. So hopefully that was the end of it. We got a fresh start here. We're heading into the game relatively healthy week 1.
And on the other side of the ball, the main thing is we're missing the Zay Jones revenge game. He is out, I believe, on suspension for a couple games. So Ixnay on the Zay Jones revenge game. The Cardinals do have 2 rookies on the offensive side of the ball in the injury report. Tight end Tip Freeman and wide receiver Xavier Weaver. Both are questionable. Both could suit up. I'm not even sure if they will definitely be active if they are healthy. So no significant injury issues right now for the Cardinals or the Bills. We like it. Week 1. Thank God for small miracles. And this is it, man. Week 1, Arizona Cardinals at the Buffalo Bills. This one's going to be on CBS Sunday, September 8th, 2024, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Looks like a kind of temperate September day in Western New York, mostly cloudy. Temperatures somewhere in the high 50s to low 60s. Will be a bit windy. Winds kind of gusting between 10 and 20 miles an hour. As far as Las Vegas thinks, right now the Buffalo Bills are 6.5-point favorites, and the game total is 48 points. Jamie G, we obviously want the Bills to win. What do you think the keys to victory are this week?
Yeah, a couple things, and I'll say, be cautious, Bills Mafia, because if you remember last year, week 1, Arizona, everyone was thinking they were going to lose and suck, and they gave an absolute run for their money, and were very competitive throughout the year. I think Jonathan Gannon's a good coach. I think it's year 2 in their system, and they've got players. So the Bills are going to get their best effort. They're fully healthy. They've had an offseason to prepare. They're going to get their best effort. We got to be ready to go, and we got to bring it from a fan standpoint. I'll just say that. That's not one of my keys to victory because I know it's a guarantee, but let's get wild in there. It's season opener, baby. Mills, first up, we got to win the battle up front on both sides of the ball. One of the keys to making Joe Brady's offense work last year was the ability to run the football, something we didn't have the ability to do under Ken Dorsey, and we really lacked that ability under Brian Daboll, as great as he was. The ability to win up front on the offensive line, and we've got some new pieces, new people in new positions this year. Seeing that work and being able to establish a run game, I think is key. And then on the flip side of the ball, we got to be able to stop the run. One thing that worries me here is obviously the scrambling, playmaking ability of Kyler Murray, but it's also James Conner. Yeah, the guy can run the football. All he does is put up points when he's healthy. Every year people doubt him. Every year he does it until he gets hurt. Well, guess what? It's week 1. His ass ain't hurt. So we got to be able to win the battle up front. Key number 2, we got to get production out of this wide receiver room. And it's all new faces in there, sans Khalil Shakir. We got to be able to find the production that we let go this offseason in that room. And I don't know how it's going to look. I don't know if everyone's going to get 5 touches. We got to figure it out, and it's got to work, and we got to do it fast because as good as we can be running the football, we got to have that balanced attack. And by the way, we've got 17 behind center. Let's move the football. That's key. Seeing what that does. Last and not least, we got to be special. We got to be special on special teams. This is an area of concern. Every team's going to have a new game planned about kickoff. So do we. Let's see how we defend it. Let's see how we attack it. But I'm talking about at the skill level positions. We need a good game out of San Martin. Mills mentioned the winds could be picking up. Guess what? You play in Western New York. You shouldn't be missing field goals, Bass, while the other guy's acing them. We got to win at the skill level position and be special on special teams.
I like that, man. It sounds like you're coming in hot. So I want you to give us 3 predictions for the game, but you got to do it Buffalo style, like the Wings, man. We want 1 mild, 1 medium, 1 hot. Start us off with the mild, man. Just to get our palate in the game a little bit here, dip our toes in the water. Just a mild prediction for the game.
And I think everyone knows this is, it's not written, it's not Nas, it was written, but it's close. And that is Josh Allen will have 2 total touchdowns in this game. I think that's pretty safe bet. He typically does that. Love you, Josh. That's my mild prediction.
All right, man. Let's step it up a little bit. Not all the way, not full on hot, but a nice medium, good medium, crispy.
Good medium here, and that's James Cook combining for a total of 75 plus yards. He is going to share the football a little bit here with Ty Johnson, and I think they're going to sprinkle in Ray Davis more and more as the year goes on. But he's going to touch the football here. We kind of saw that 3-headed monster last year when available, and I think we're going to see a little bit of it this year too. So I expect them to use him in the passing game. I need you to have good hands, James Cooks. None of the dropsies, none of the fumbies. I want you to have good hands, but I think you combine for 75 total yards here.
Okay, all right. Hit us with a hot one.
And I'm coming in. Call me Dylon because it's fire. It's so hot. I expect this Bills defense, and especially the front 4, to not get 1, not get 2, not get 3, not get 4, but get 5 total sacks in this game. I'm looking at AJ Epinesa. I'm looking at you, Gregory Rousseau. Groot. I expect you to get at least 2. I want Vaughn to get in there. I want 5 total sacks from this defense.
I would believe that. I mean, I might even say 5 plus, just to throw the plus on there instead of the 5 flat. But I don't know. I mean, Von Miller getting a sack might be hotter than that even. But we'll count it. We'll count it in there. Just you kind of slid it in there quite expertly. Doubled it up a little bit. You knew someone who worked at the bar, so they threw a couple extra drums in there for you. Anything else about the matchup you'd like to discuss? Anything else you'd be paying close attention to? Anything like that before we move on?
I think it's going to be fun to see how Rasul Douglas or Christian Benford matches up against Marvin Harrison Jr. I thought he was the most talented player in the draft. I think Arizona got a real good one. I mean, he should be he's got the makings of a first ballot Hall of Famer, just like his father. Really excited to see kind of how that defense plays him and what he looks like. So I just think that's a fun thing we're going to get to see. And we'll see how our secondary handles it.
I'm excited too, man. And hopefully in the good way. And it sounds like we're already warmed up a little bit for this. You're talking about total touchdowns and stuff like that. So it is time to get our Bills bets down for week 1. We've been doing some futures, but now it's the real thing. Live bullets are flying. This one seems like easy money to me. I'll go first. I can't help it. I got to get it out there. Your boy, Khalil Shakir, 60 plus receiving yards. That's plus 175. So that means if you bet $100 on it, when he gets more than 60 yards, you're getting $275 back. I love that. That's easy math. Anybody can do it. Everyone needs a little bit more green in your pockets. Folding tables are not cheap, and you got to buy something to light them on fire. Do you know the cost of kerosene these days? Jamie G, what do you have for your Bills bet?
Well, Mills, not as good of value as you, but I've got to go with my guy, Josh Allen, over 1.5 touchdowns. It's minus 135, but it's week 1. We don't want to blow our wad. I think he's going to get there, man.
Josh Allen over 1.5 passing touchdowns, minus 135. And to help y'all out, if you're over on DraftKings, maybe that's not spicy enough for you. Maybe you're not a medium guy. Maybe you're a hot guy or gal, whatever. We're going to hook you up with a little single game parlay here, a little tripod here. We got a 3-legger for you. We love these. You can do them all individually if you'd like, but if you put them together, you're going to get enough to get that double, triple, even the quadruple order of wings. We've got James Cook to have 25 or more receiving yards. That's plus 145 by itself. We got James Conner on the other side, boo, but we have him having a touchdown, anytime touchdown. So receiving or rushing, that's plus 170. And then finally, Josh Allen, also anytime touchdown, most likely rushing, but if he caught one, that counts too. That's minus 125. You put those together, you get odds of plus 1100. So if you put $100 on that, you come back with $1,200. You put $10 on it, come back with a buck 20. Even these days, you can get a fair amount of chicken wings for $120. I'm pretty sure. I'm old enough to remember 25-cent wings, but I did see 80-cent wings somewhere. So I guess inflation's, yeah, that is what it is. Jamie G, any thoughts on the Bills bets?
I love this. This is like the ultimate tripod here, Mills. I'm feeling really good about all three of them. I hope that's the only touchdown scored by the Arizona Cardinals here, but I think James Conner, probably gets in there. So good bet here, man. I love this.
Yeah, the numbers say that they probably will find their way into the end zone one way or the other, unfortunately. And finally, we're going to do a little thing. You have the daily fantasy sports and you have your FanDuels, you have your DraftKings or whatever. But, around here, Josh Allen is king. So these are going to be our draft Joshes because Jamie G loves it. He is the king over here. So our draft Josh picks. These are picks for the Showdown contest over on DraftKings. That's the contest where you only have the Buffalo Bills and Arizona Cardinals player. We're just going to give you a favorite couple of picks here. Our favorite captain play, favorite value play, favorite opposing team player, because you got to play at least one player from the other team, and our favorite fade, player to avoid. I'll go first here with the favorite captain play. Jamie G, this is very obvious to me, but give me Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen. He's 18,000 in your captain spot, but I expect him to be worth every single penny, scoring touchdowns multiple ways perhaps. Jamie G, who's your favorite captain play and why is it Josh Allen?
Because he's literally, I love him to death, and I just can't get enough of the guy. And he's extremely talented and will definitely get in the end zone in multiple ways and rack up yardage in multiple ways. We've seen him do it before. I expect him to do it again. The guy's just incredible. We're so lucky to be able to watch him each week. Thank you, Josh. We love you. Let's get a Super Bowl, buddy.
I like that. Spoken like a true worshiper at the altar of the draft Josh, the Josh King. Let's move on to our favorite value play. And I'm going to go with a little bit of swerve here. The former Eagle, my guy at the University of Miami, he's tall, he's fast, he can run a straight line, he can catch the ball. It's not Marquez Valdez-Scantling, it's Mac Hollins, Jamie G. If you're putting him in your flex, he's only $1,000 on DraftKings. One of the bigger receivers down there. Perhaps he gets an end zone target. Maybe he just breaks off a long one. Who knows? But for $1,000, he doesn't have to do a lot to pay off that price for you. Who do you have as your favorite value play?
I love that, Mills, and let me tell you something. He's very popular in the locker room. He's got shirts guys are wearing with the no shoes. Hollins, people are coming out there wearing no shoes. The guy is a locker room celeb. They love him. I expect him to get some looks, man. It's a really good value dive there at 1,000. For me, I've got to go with my guy Khalil Shakir, who I expect to emerge as the number one wide receiver on this team. The interesting thing about Shakir is he may get 4 targets, but he catches all 4. And he's going to get you that yard after the catch. He was the most efficient wide receiver in football the last half of the season last year, and I expect that to continue.
Shakira. And I hope that they love Mac Hollins. They might just hate shoes. I don't know. Maybe some people hate shoes. Who knows these days? And as far as our favorite plays from the opposing team, somebody's got to do it. Maybe you could go with James Conner, but I'm going to go with tight end Trey McBride. I think the Eagles are going to focus on stopping the Eagles. Yeah, I already got it in my brain. I think the Bills are going to focus on shutting down Conner, stopping Marvin Harrison Jr. McBride is going to test your coverage from the linebackers and the safeties. Got a lot of volume down the stretch last year. I think he's a clear, if not the top target in the offense, the second target behind Harrison Jr., 7,800. I like that because the Cardinals are going to be playing from behind, right? So he's going to rack up some volume there. Jamie G, who's your favorite play on the Arizona side of the ball?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with James Conner just because I expect him to get the bulk of the touches and I expect him to get in the end zone. So for those reasons, I'm gonna go with James Conner. He's $1,000 more than Trey McBride, but I think he gets a lot more touches here. $8,800.
Definitely a better bet to find the end zone, at least according to the sports book. And finally, our favorite fades. I'm going to cheat a little bit here and go with the Bills backup running backs. They're the same price. Ray Davis, Ty Johnson, both 3,200. you're basically banking on a touchdown. And I guess like a catch or two. I just don't know what the ceiling play is, barring a James Cook injury. And we're not looking to play that way. We're not trying to speculate on people getting hurt. So I really think it's the wrong cost level to go ahead and take a shot on those Bills backup running backs. What do you think, Jamie G? Who's your fade here?
Yeah, I agree with that, Mills. It's you kind of got to wait and see how it's gonna go with the running back room. My favorite fade is probably the most popular name in the Bills wide receiving core, and that's MVS. I am absolutely staying away from Marquez Valdez-Scantling. For one, I don't expect him. He banged up, got hurt in that second preseason game. For two, I don't expect him to get the type of work that everyone thinks he's going to get, the type of targets, the type of opportunity. And for three, I don't know that I worry about the drops with him, man. I just think there's a lot of other players that do a lot more. I understand his ability to be big, run a straight line fast, get down the field, stretch it, and I think there'll be times for that, but I don't think it's this week. So I'm going to fade MVS this week.
Yeah, that's kind of why I went with Mac Hollins because you have MVS who's double the price and will probably be quadruple the ownership or something like that. So if you're going to go with the tall, fast guy in the Bills, I think that Mac Hollins is the way to go. So I think we are simpatico there. And that leaves one main order of business. Jamie G, it's that time. You have to give us your final score prediction. Week 1, Arizona at Buffalo. What's the final tally?
Yeah, man. I got the Bills winning the home opener. Sean McDermott's 5-2 in his home openers. I expect the Bills to take care of business at home, but I expect it to be more of a game than what you think. I got the Bills 27, Cardinals 21.
Ooh, okay. I think just slightly. Actually, that's right on the game total, I believe. So, look at you. That could be a good prediction. And we will be back next week to review it and then look ahead to week 2 because all of a sudden you're going to turn around. There's going to be a few games and Christmas is going to be here. It is crazy like that. Jamie G, is there anything else you'd like to add on week 1 before we get out of here?
Let's enjoy it. Let's remember it's awesome. All the energy. Let's bring it. Let's have a great time. But also remember it's a long season. We got 17 of these things, and then Lord willing, playoffs. So enjoy it, but don't get too high, don't get too low. Let's just have a blast. We've been waiting 7 months for this thing. Go Bills. It's back, baby. Go Bills.
Yeah, ideally, the fireworks factory is still quite a ways off, but hopefully, you are close enough to Costco to get the deal on the bulk tables because you're going to need them. Thank you very much for checking out the Mafia Minute presented by Caesar Gap Fantasy Football. Once again, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts and on YouTube, on social media at Caesar Gap FF, on the web at mafiaminute.com. Thanks for remembering all of that. Again, we try to keep it easy, just like the flaps. Follow, like, and please subscribe. If you had fun, please hit the thumb. I'm Magnum Mills. That's Jamie G. That's the table that's going down this week. And Jamie G is probably going to do a shout thing or something of that nature to get you fired up one more time for you.
Hey, let's go, Buffalo. We'll see you on Sunday. Let's come out with the dub. Go Bills.
You're trying to live a life that's completely